Um, okay. All right. So I'm excited to be on here and share with you guys. I actually have three things. I told Betsy I was going to do two, but I've done three different things, three. So to share with you how I'm getting bookings, because I have to tell you, I am getting bookings at my parties, but what I'm finding is that they didn't want to book in April. They wanted to book in May, and I have one in June. And so I think it's great to book close in. I highly recommend it. April 1st, when they announce the April specials, I think we can definitely book close in. But I am obsessed with trying to get my party count booked and done by the first of every month. So by April 1st, I want my entire April booked. By May 1st, I want my entire May booked. So I've kind of always been in that mindset. So I'm going to share with you guys what I did this past week. And I will tell you it's a process because I'm still finding it's been a little difficult to get people to lock in days. They'll say, yes, I want to book, but then it's hard to get them to lock in the date. So here I just, if I don't have my party count booked by the first of the month, I literally stress and I work until I get it booked. So it's kind of a process, but I feel like once you get to the first of the month, if you have your parties where you want them to be and you go do those parties, you don't have the stress of trying to book the month still. Now I can relax a little bit and book May. So I feel like if you can kind of get into the cycle of having that happen, it's so much less stressful. So come January 1st, I had my whole January booked. I wasn't at all stressed. Come February 1st, I had all my February booked because I wasn't stressed in January. Come March 1st, I had my whole March booked, so I wasn't stressed. But then March, nobody wanted to book April. So I was really feeling stressed. And I had several cancellations and some not so good parties. So when that happens, we have to go back to the drawing board and think outside of the box. So that's what I did just for the past week is go outside of the box and start thinking, okay, what can I do now to make sure by April 1st, I have all my April parties booked so that come during those parties, I'm not stressed and I can work on May. So that's kind of my thinking. But again, I still think it's totally easy doable for people to book parties close in. So you could do that too. But three things, and I'm not a huge fan of doing this, but I did it because it's totally outside of my comfort zone. So here is what I did. And I know we posted this, but talking about it and actually doing it are two totally different things. So I share them, but I haven't always done it. So this is the post that I posted. I saw, Patricia, you took it. I actually took it from my team page probably 2 years ago. And it's funny because it was Laura Moberly. So Carol, it was Laura that posted on our team page. And I just put in the team page. So if you go to Starkville or you go to Team Sparkle, there's a search button on the top of the page. And if you just put in guessing game, you're going to see all the guessing games that have been posted on your team page throughout the years. So I found this one and Laura had posted it. And in it, she said, I really hate these games, but I did it and I got 3 parties booked. And I know we post them every once in a while and I share them, but I don't always do them, but I needed booking, so I did. So this is exactly what I posted. You're welcome to copy it word for word. You could take the pictures. I will post the verbiage too on the team pages so you have it. I got 29 comments from it. And here is what I responded with. So on the left, this is the one that I responded with the winners. You guys, I had so many people messaging me being like, how many candies are in the jar? I have no idea. I have no idea how many candies are in the jar. For you type A people, I'm type A too, but for you all that like exact facts, I don't know. I don't know how many are in there. I wanted 2 people, specific people to win. I wanted Courtney and Linda to win. I think Courtney guessed 85 and Linda guessed 81. So I said there were 84 candies in the jar. That was my number. Pick a number that works for you. It doesn't really matter. So Anna and I just said, hey, Linda, thank you for guessing. You and Courtney were the closest winners. You won the Sparkle Style session. She was thinking about hosting with another gal named Ricky, who I'm also trying to lock down dates. I gave them my specific dates. I offered her a $100 item for the price of the day she books. And I'm using the hostess special, right? We can pretty much guarantee every month it's going to be a $100 item for $19, right? This month it was double hostess credit. Next month, maybe they'll do something else, but you know you're going to at least have a $100 item for $19. So I'm just using the hostess special. So we know in April, they'll do a $100 item for $19, right? That's what I'm using. The reason I did it this way is because I wanted the beginning of my April booked first so that I could keep booking the end of April. And then I just shared with her, we can do top trends, we can do bring an outfit, and I can find a piece of jewelry that matches it. So that's what I send to Courtney and Linda. For my runner up, I picked Lorraine and a few other people, and this is what I said to them. I'll post both of these so you could see it. But the goal with this is to be really strategic, right? So if I look at the comments, I'm going through all the comments in here, and I'm looking to see who I'm going to send this to. So Lorraine was a runner-up, right? Loree actually booked. And it's funny because Loree, she stopped responding to me at all. She was a past hostess of mine. She had a great party. I offered her a party several times over and over. She wouldn't even respond to my messages. I post this. She's a runner-up. She books a party. August hosted for me last night. Monica just hosted, so I didn't reach out to either of them. Karen, on my Amy app, I actually have put not interested. She told me she was not interested in booking. She commented, I sent her as a runner-up, and she said, yes, she wants to do a summer party. So it's really interesting because when you post this, you start getting people who've told you no or won't respond, and they win something, which is just a regular party. They're going to book. Courtney booked for me next Tuesday night for a fundraiser. Trisha is checking with her friends. There's Courtney again. August, I said, just hosted. Linda was my runner-up. Some of them guessed more than once. Trisha's my girlfriend behind me that lives behind me, so she didn't win. Sue's doing a party tomorrow night. So from this, I got 2 definite dated bookings. Linda's still looking at dates. Trisha's still looking at dates, and Karen said to contact her in the summer. You guys, I don't like posting these. I wouldn't suggest posting them very often, but if you need bookings, post it. I didn't post this in my VIP group. I posted it on my team, on my regular news feed. You could post it wherever you want, your VIP group, your news feed, whatever you want to do. I'm going to tell you why I didn't post it in my VIP group in just a second, because I did something different. So that's the first tip for getting parties booked, and I'll post the verbiage. The second thing that I did, if you have your Amy app and you can pull it up, go ahead and pull that out. I go to my warm call reports and I save them in my email until I have followed up with all of them. So I'm going to pull up the warm call report. I'm going to move this over a little bit, and I scroll all the way down to unique clicks. So I'm only focused on the unique clicks, not anything else. And don't look at the unsubscribes. You guys, I have people unsubscribe every single email that goes out, and it's totally fine. We were talking about this last night. Somebody was saying on one of our calls that she was going to stop sending the warm call reports because there are so many of them. But I'm finding as you get a bigger network of people, it's not the same people that open and view them. I very rarely have the same people. So I think it's worth keeping them on so you have different people to contact. So if you have your Amy app, what I do is I will go to Amy and I will pull up Michelle Barron to see if I have any notes under her. So if you go to Amy and you click on contacts and you pull up somebody in there from your warm call report, if it doesn't say, so under Michelle Barron, actually, it says no response. So I know I've reached out to her multiple times and she hasn't responded to me. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to go look up Bethany here. Bethany, I don't really need to look up because I already know she attends in-home parties. She's interested in doing an in-home party. So I'm going to send her a message through Amy and I'm going to say, hey, Bethany, I'm so excited. We just got our new line out. Are you interested in checking out the catalog? She says yes. I will send her either a hard copy catalog or a virtual one if she wants. And then I'm going to follow up and check to see how she liked the jewelry and if she's interested in booking. You guys, this is huge so that you can stay in contact with your customers. You're tracking it through the warm call report and using Amy at the exact same time. So that if I pull up Michelle and I've already contacted her and there's no response, I don't need to waste time following up with her again. But if I contact Bethany and I've contacted her 3 times and she hasn't responded, I'm going to put notes under Bethany, no response. So that you're just working smarter, not harder. You get into a system of this. So then I'm going to go after I've done those follow-ups and I'm going to check out my next warm call report. Pull it up. I can see the unique clicks here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to see the clicks. So here I had quite a few clicks, right? Trisha guessed about hosting. You notice she was in my guessing game too. Getting started, Barb Abrams clicked on getting started. I'm going to follow up with all of these women. And again, what's awesome about this is because I'm using Amy with it, I can see if I've reached out to them before, if they're not interested, if I'm supposed to follow up with them later. But this is a really easy system to use, Amy, with the warm call reports. So if you're not using your warm call reports, I would highly recommend using them. I don't even delete them from my email until I followed up with all of them. And then the third thing that I did to book some parties is I decided on my VIP group that I would do a birthday bling bash. So on my VIP group, I've been keeping track of the birthdays for January, February, and March. And then I looked up April and May birthdays. So what I decided to do was I'm tracking them each month. I'm going to hold a birthday bling bash on Tuesday night at 8:30. So I'm inviting all the women who have birthdays in January, February, March, April, and May. So 5 months of birthdays. Everybody that joins me, so everybody can participate, even if it's not their birthday. Anyone in the VIP group can participate. So I said, everyone is invited to join me on Tuesday. I'll have giveaways. Why I made those little wine charms, sparkle discounts, and more, but our birthday participants receive all the hostess credit. So it's like a mystery hostess party for the birthday girls, right? Prizes for everybody. I'm doing discounts because I have gift certificates on Touchstone. So that's why I'm doing these discounts. And because I want everybody to get on. So everybody that gets on, I'm going to do a drawing for wine charms for a 70% off item, $25 off, $50 off, $75 off. They only get to win if they order. So I'm not doing any drawings for them unless they place an order. And I'll make sure I make that clear. They get a ticket for attending, 2 tickets if they place an order, 5 tickets for bringing a guest, and so on.
Can I ask a question?
So then I actually created an event on my page for this. And what was exciting to me, you guys, is I have a lot of people coming that it's not their birth month. So just so you guys know, it's a lot of people that are attending that it's not their birth month, which is exactly what I wanted, because a girlfriend of mine who, I just have to share this story because I was telling Kat the other day, a friend of mine who's not a close friend, she's just kind of an acquaintance through baseball. I had messaged her several times about booking a party. She commented on my VIP group that she was interested. She never responded. And I was like, gosh, that's kind of weird. I feel like it's weird now. And now I'm going to go meet her for breakfast with some other moms. Like, how am I going to handle this? Because she didn't respond to me. Mm-hmm. So we were at breakfast, and of course she was like, oh my gosh, I love your bracelets. And I was like, oh, thank you, Sandra. I'm like, hey, I sent you a couple text messages. Did you get them? It's totally no big deal if you're not interested in hosting. I wanted to make sure that you had said that you were interested, but it's no big deal. And she goes, just like this, she goes, I think I want to do a live party. Can you do that? Like, I've been thinking about it. And I was like, here I am in my head being like, it's going to be weird because she didn't want to book. And I sent her these messages and now it's awkward. And, you know, I shouldn't have sent it. And she never responded to me. But and now she's looking at the other moms like, will you guys come if I do a party? And they're like, yeah, I want to see the jewelry. And so then they got to the point where like, well, we want to see it first before you host, Sandra. So that's what they said. So I'm like, oh, I set up the birthday bling bash and Sandra was the first one responding. She's coming. So it's worth setting up in your VIP group for your birthday gals, but invite everybody to attend. So that was the third thing that I did for booking. So the first one was the guessing game host. The second one is going through all your warm call reports. And the third is the birthday bling bash. And you guys, these are things that are outside of my comfort zone because I really rather get parties booked at my parties. But when you're not getting parties booked at your parties, or they're booking for months out, we have to kind of work outside of the box. Mm-hmm. So that is it. Any questions? Anything I can clarify?
Questions? Terry, when you reach out to people from your warm call report, do you, I mean, I kind of know what I say, but I'm curious, do you try to follow along based on what they may have already looked at, or do you just have a generic thing that you?
Well, I try to follow along with what they've already looked at, but okay. I'm really more Durso, I think, trained on a family call about offering the catalog. So I'm really asking them, do you want to see a catalog, a hard copy catalog or a virtual catalog? Because then it kind of leads us into where their interest level is, right? And if they don't respond to me at all, who doesn't want to see a catalog? But if they don't respond at all, then I know they're not interested at all. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing with it. And I have gotten a few text messages from women in other direct selling companies that are really business-like, that are really, what's the word, template-like. And it was such a turnoff to me that I'm really trying to be careful when I send messages through Amy, that it does not sound like the template. I really want it to be personal. So I'm really trying to make an effort to do that.
Mm-hmm. So I guess really the goal is to start a conversation. I always picture I'm trying to serve the ball across the net to see if she'll send it back to me,
Mm-hmm.
and see if we can get a volley going on the tennis court in our conversation.
Yeah.
And it does seem like that's the most neutral thing that we can offer,
I
that
think
would
so.
be widely enjoyed.
And they don't respond right away, you guys. They just
Yeah.
don't. It's normal. I was talking to someone the other day and she's trying to get her calendar built. And she goes, I reached out to 5 people. I'm like, you can't reach out to 5 people. You're not going to get a booking with 5. It has to be more than 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they will not respond on the first message.
Mm-hmm.
I would say less than one. My friend who I was sitting with at baseball all season last year, didn't respond. So it's not that they don't want to respond, they forget. I always think, especially when I offer the business and they don't respond, I always think they're thinking about it.
Yep.
Right? Because it's easier just to say no. So I assume they're thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So with these tips, guys, if you're going to post the guessing game and not follow up, don't even post it. It's just a waste. Do the follow-up. It takes a little bit of time. It does, but I promise you, it works. I'll follow up 2, 3, 4 times. And that's where you're going to see the payoff, is doing the follow-ups.
I love that. And for even if you get one party out of the guessing game that's a good, solid party, that is the springboard to other parties. And hopefully it's with somebody that you've never done a party with before, which is the best kind of party ever.
Yeah.
All the fresh.
Was it your birthday bling bash that you did the event on Facebook? How much posting did you do in that event?
Well, that's on my VIP page.
Okay.
So I'm not posting really at all. I'm not, I'm getting away from Facebook anyway to begin with. So I will post that in there. And then I might post, hey, just a reminder, you have to order in order to get in the drawings. Hey, just a reminder, all the birthday gals, they get all the jewelry credit, but I'm not doing any posts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I will tell you guys that I had a list of the birthday people, and I wrote down everybody, and I reached out to all of them individually. So all the birthday gals, I sent an individual message to and said, hey, you're invited to this birthday bling bash. And then I set up the event on Facebook. So I didn't just create the event, and I set it up within my VIP group. Mm-hmm. So it's not a separate, so everybody in the VIP group can see the event on there. And that's where I think there were 6 that are attending that it's not even their birth month. They're just attending. So I don't plan to do any special posts or anything.
Okay, but that was an event within your VIP group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I invited pretty much everybody in the VIP group, except for hostesses who have just hosted, or people that I haven't heard from in a while. And to be honest, you guys, everybody does their VIP groups differently. I like a smaller group with more interaction. So if there are people in my group that are not responding, or I don't think they're interested, I just take them out. Everybody has different thoughts on that. So I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way on that. But I don't have a big VIP group because I pull people out if they're not interacting.
I wonder how that affects the algorithms for that group.
I don't know.
I was just going to say that, because I would think that if you have the more engagement, that would kind of push stuff out more.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like a higher percentage of engagement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really track it too much.
Any questions? Ideas?
I don't necessarily have a question, but after doing my first Zoom party, and there were areas of it where it really kind of bottomed out and flopped, but I got some feedback from the hostess last night, and she said her mom and another woman on there had a blast, and it was so much fun.
Oh.
That did wonders and we ended up putting the bingo in there. So that was something different that I wouldn't normally do. but it gave me a little bit of confidence. And so I'm seeing these 3 things that you put up here and how that, excuse me, will work much better doing a Zoom than trying to do a live Facebook or something along those lines. And Dee's party was one where it was all on her. She did the texting and everything, and I posted, nothing. So that I like that, the way that went as well. I don't know that I have other people in my group that would work for, but for her, she doesn't do Facebook, so it worked. But that would be my encouragement is, get out of your comfort zone and try that Zoom if you haven't. So
did anyone book Carol from hers?
no, they did not. And I reached out, this was Dee's party, and I reached out and we had a sponsoring conversation last night. So I, worked on that, and she's just not ready. She says, I'll host again in the future, but I just, she says, this is a lot of work. And I said, well, if you do the text party like you did, the work is on the hostess. I said, this for the consultant was, totally easy. But the whole setup with her is helping me get over the humps of the Zoom in particular, and also asking people about the sponsoring. And I did more faithfully with the people she was on there, talk to them about hosting a party. Before, I've just kind of done the, booking game thing, and I had, everybody passing pretty much. But I'm getting to the point where I'm deliberately asking them about hosting. So that's a step in that direction for me.
And I think that's awesome, because the people that you go back to when they get their jewelry and you follow up with, they will probably book Zoom parties because they went to a Zoom party. So I think that's really, that's already a huge step, I think. And if you do your own birthday bling bash on your VIP page, or you do the guessing game or whatever, and you do it as a Zoom party, people from there will book Zoom parties. It's kind of like whatever day you do a party. I happen to do Tuesdays this month just because we were traveling. I don't want to do Tuesdays regularly. And everybody who books wants a Tuesday, so it's kind of the same thing. So if they get on a Zoom party, I bet they'll book Zoom parties with you.
Well, and the thing I noticed, and this was very evident with Dee, she wanted that bingo because she went to that March 9th bingo game, and she just felt like people wouldn't come. And she was straightforward with me. She says, I don't want them to have to listen to you all hour. And, and I thought, well, truth be told, I don't blame them. So anyway, and it worked out okay. And what's in the back of my mind as I get more comfortable with things, Terry, you a long time ago did a bingo where you had, it was jewelry related in there. And so I was thinking maybe, my categories could be bracelets, rings, this sort of thing, and make it simple instead of having it for a part of sponsoring or something, put the name of a jewelry piece in there and just do one game, because you're going to stop and probably talk.
That's a good idea.
And everything, but that's in the future, because it was enough just to learn how to do the bingo and how to find the place where you call the numbers, and it's in there where you can create it, but that's a whole learning experience. So anyway,
that's a really good idea though.
Too.
Yeah, because then you could tailor the whole demo around that. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a huge card.
No.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Maybe your middle button could be, your free button could be hosting.
Yeah.
See it and mark it.
Yep, and then put the pieces you're going to talk about around it. That's a good idea.
Seems like I had another question.
Any other thoughts, you guys? Questions? All right, any goals? Anything, any of these 3 that you are going to put into action today and tomorrow? Which of these 3 are you taking, or all of them? Which are you guys committing to take?
I have a problem with the guessing game if you don't know the exact number. I guess that's my concrete.
You and Leslie,
right there with you.
Are you right? It's so funny.
Just
you guys,
trust us. We will tell you. We will tell you the exact number. Believe us.
Yes, it's 84. Just go with my number. It's 84.
I'm
And I
thinking-
counted the rows.
I thought it was 82. I went with 82.
Okay, well, 82, whatever. Maybe I
So
said
you don't,
it's 82.
you don't post anything with the answer on it. You just do that through your individual post.
Yeah. And
The whole time you were talking about this, I think, will Laura remember how many were in that jar?
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, the reality is, so what I do say to people about that is I didn't create the photo. I am told that there are 82 in there.
Go.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, because that's the honest truth. I didn't make
Yeah.
it. I don't know, but this is what I'm told. And so
You
I have
don't
to go on what
say
I'm.
that Terry doesn't know and she just guessed it was
She
82. Tell her that you were
That's a
told
little
it was
less
82.
convincing, but it's still the number I was told. So
But to be honest, no one's ever questioned me but consultants.
No.
I have a consultant who's not even in either of our organizations, in a totally another organization in another state, messaged me and she goes, how many are in there? I go, Vicki, I have no idea how many are in there. It doesn't matter. And so then I sent her all the verbiage and everything. But it's, don't just tell everybody it's 82. That's
tell
what
them
that's
it's 82 or 84, whatever number you like.
Yes, go with it.
Well, and well, if you wanted those two people to host, that you pick the number in between them, what if they were way off the wall? You'd still pick them?
No, I would have tried to figure it out. I would have picked, if they were too far apart, I would have picked the one that I really wanted to host
Mhm.
and then given all the others runner-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so which one are you guys taking? Which one of these are you going to put into action?
I'm gonna do the birthday bling bash
Okay.
because my
Okay.
birthday's in April, so that would be nice. I
Oh,
can
that's
party with
perfect.
everybody else.
That's
Yeah. Okay, birthday bling bash.
okay.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do the guessing game.
The guessing game. Okay.
I'm finishing up the guessing game. I have one going on and I need to actually do the responses today.
Okay.
And you said you put that on your regular Facebook page?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I put it in both.
Okay. Yeah. And the only reason I didn't was because I did the birthday bling bash in my VIP
Right.
group.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, you guys might have a better idea than I do, but when you post the guessing game, if you comment on somebody else's number, it will bump it. Somebody told me to have consultants go in and comment it. Like, so if Latrell posts it, I comment. But I hesitate on doing that because what I found is if I comment on Latrell's, all the other Touchstone Crystal consultants will see it more than her friends. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't always think it's a good idea for us as consultants to be commenting on
Okay.
each other's. It would be better for Latrell to message a friend of hers or,
Okay.
a family member and say, can you please comment on this?
That's a
Okay.
good
Because- Yeah. A lot
That's
of
a
times
great
you'll see
point.
consultants post them and it's all consultants commenting. I've seen that happen over and
Yeah.
over.
Okay.
So you,
That's a very
you
good
don't want
point.
that.
Right. Whereas we about a year ago, there was this concept of of having your hype girls respond to things like your sort of your
Right, the ones that
entourage.
comment a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
But I think then your hype girls become all Touchstone consultants.
they do. And that's,
Yeah.
Not all
yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Which is great for other things, but not the guessing game.
Right,
Unless
right,
it's-
yeah. That's funny.
Well, and since we were in the Dominican Republic, I have friended a lot of, well, about everybody that was there, I think.
Yep.
And so now I'm thinking, oh gosh, they're friends and they're going to see that I'm stealing their stuff and putting it on my page.
Oh,
It's like,
That's that's okay. That's what it's for.
yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, it's free
I
game.
don't create my own stuff. I just wait for somebody else to.
Me neither.
Mhm. Good.
Yeah.
That's wise.
It's
Very
much
fun.
more professional looking that way.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. I mean, Laura, the interior designer, she ought to be able to design little
right.
gummy things in there. So,
All right, you guys. Well, you've got your action steps. There's plenty of time to get your party count where you want it by April 1st. There really is. So
Great.
good luck.
great.
If you have questions, let us know. I will post the verbiage on the team pages too.
Thank you.
this is off subject a little bit. If you've got time, Terry, explain
we-
a little bit about the block party you're doing.
Okay, I will, but I can explain it because it's just our team doing a block party.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll go
yeah.
ahead and stop the recording then.
Okay.